Hey everybody, we're going to continue reading our novel Just Grace by Charise, Mericle, Harper. And we left off on page 44 with her big idea. My big idea. This is about sending the postcards, if you'll remember correctly. And I don't know about you guys, but people don't really send postcards as much anymore. But it is actually fun to receive a postcard. So if you ever want to make someone's day, try sending them a postcard. Plus, postage is cheaper if you send a postcard. I think it's like, I don't know. I don't know the price. You have to Google it. So, my big idea. I will send Mrs. Luther postcards from Crinkles, only I will write them and pretend that they are from Crinkles. I will not tape a marker to his paw. Mrs. Luther will be so happy to think that Crinkles is thinking of her, even if she really knows for real that it is only pretend. It will make her smile, her crocodile smile. Can you guys all do your best crocodile smile? How to do the big idea. I love it when books do this, like have like a checklist like that. It helps break up the reading a little bit and keeps it exciting. How to do the big idea. Number one, take a professional looking photo of Crinkles and get it blown up big to real cat size. Glue the big photo onto a piece of cardboard. Augustine Duprat can help with this part because she is really good at projects and she will probably be able to make Crinkles sit still so I can take his picture and not have to be blurry. Number two, take cardboard Crinkles around to different places in town and take his photo there. If I do a good job, it will look like the real Crinkles was there instead of the cardboard pretend Crinkles. This will be super cool and funny because the real Crinkles would never pose in a shopping cart at the grocery store, which is already one of my good ideas about where to take the photo. Number three, glue the photo of cardboard Crinkles onto another piece of cardboard to make a real from the store looking postcard. There is a lot of glue and cardboard in this project, and that makes me worried because it is always hard to get glue to stick to in the exact right place you want it to and not have to go all over your fingers and in your hair. I can relate. I don't like it when glue gets all over. That really aggravates me, and I don't like it on my hands. Number four, mail the postcard, which will not be so hard to do because Mom has lots of stamps. I couldn't wait to tell Augustine Duprat all about it. I couldn't wait to hear Mimi say, "Great idea." I couldn't wait to get started. Too bad it was bedtime. So our next section is called Superhero Morning. It definitely had to be another French toast breakfast. It takes more than 976 and probably less than 2,000 steps to get to school. I try to count them every morning, but I always get my attention taken away by something else before I finish. This morning, I caught up to Mimi at step number 356, which was okay because it is much more important and fun to talk to her than count steps. She loved my idea and said she couldn't wait to be my helper. She said she is glad I am going to use a cardboard cat because she is very allergic to real cats, which is something I had 100% forgotten. We saw Sammy Stringer, and it was too bad, but he also saw us. He was riding his bike and delivering newspapers instead of going to school, which is not surprising because our newspaper is always late, and Dad usually has to take it on the train with him instead of reading it at breakfast like he likes to do. "Hey, Just Grace, I just delivered your paper." We pretended we didn't hear him. It wasn't fair to call me Just Grace when there weren't even any other Graces around. It was him just being mean and unfair. Sometimes if Sammy delivers the paper before I leave for school, Dad will make me go out to the driveway and get it. I always put on one of Mom's yellow dishwashing gloves first because Sammy is such a nose picker, and that is disgusting, and you can never tell. He might have done that thing right before he touched our paper. Here's the picture she drew to go with that visual that she just gave you. So she has a rubber glove, slimy paper. I don't know. She's kind of not being very nice. Okay. So we can read a little bit more. So what happened at school that was really interesting? And we have another checklist here and a picture. So look at here. We have a big sandwich and 5 mini sandwiches. Excuse me, I'm recording a book. Hey! I'm recording a book up here, please. Number 1. This is interesting stuff. Mimi had 5 little sandwiches for lunch instead of 1 normal size sandwich. Sometimes little things that are exactly the same as big things are more special and cute, except pickles. And I completely disagree with Grace because I love those little pickles. Oh my gosh, those are so good. Number 2, Mrs. Luther had a Band-Aid on her nose, which is something that your eyes have to notice right away. Mimi said she heard that a paper boy had thrown a newspaper at Mrs. Luther's house and that it had hit her in the nose by mistake. And even though it was supposed to be an accident, there was no big surprise for me about who the paper boy was. It was Sammy Stringer. Mom said she thought that she once saw him try to hit a squirrel with our paper, but squirrels are so fast. Poor slow Mrs. Luther didn't stand a chance, especially with her broken leg. And then here's a picture of a squirrel saying, wait, how does this go? There we go. You can't catch me. This is a squirrel with running shoes on. It's kind of cute. This is something, I ran almost all the way home from school. I usually don't have time to count the steps on the way back, but I was disappointed that Augustine Duprat wasn't home. But I saw Crinkle sitting under her window. He let me pet him. Too bad I didn't have my camera right then because he looked extra nice with the sun shining on his fur. Good photographers like to take pictures with sunlight and not use the flash part of the camera, which is mostly used for inside photos anyway. So here's how to take a professional photo. So you don't take a photo of the sun. That's bad. And then good is the sun is behind the photographer's head. That is good. And that's actually kind of what's happening now, because the sun for me is over there out my window and it's shining on me and you can see lots of light and you don't have to have, I don't even have a light on in here. I just have the fan on. This is something I learned in the photography book I am reading. It is a very hard book with lots of big words, so I usually only read the parts under the pictures. I've done that before. Dad said he is very impressed that I am reading a book from his grown-up book collection. And that is where we are going to start next time, because we will have what happened at home that was completely surprising. And then there's this really nice graphic here. We'll get to that next time. Okay, until next time.